put it, back to what you were saying, like the first part, like he has disgusting moves, right? Like his down tilt, up tilt, bear, they're all phenomenal moves. It's just on a character that really isn't built for this game. I feel like it's just on Mewtwo.
One thing that could be very good for him is that the side B reflector could be very, very strong.
True.
It could be very strong because if you can reflect Rob's laser and gyro, they both get way less impactful because it's not about the idea of like actually reflecting them. It's just the threat of it stops the Rob from throwing them out super easily.
Yeah, exactly. And like we just saw, like the first interaction of the game, he reflected a gyro holding still. So all that really does just makes him have control over it. So I think that's going to be really clutch in this matchup, back what you were saying about the side B.
And Mewtwo's net. I want to see some more nairs coming out from him. Yeah, just like that. Nair out of shield into dash attack.
Wow.
Quick 30% or so. Puts him in disadvantage. It's very strong for the Mewtwo.
Yeah, a lot of ground play so far here. No one's really throwing out any aerials, hitting shields a lot.
The corridors are super safe, but the good parry coming out. And
waited a little too much.
He went for the tech chase, but the reaction was a little bit too slow.
Sure.
Oh my goodness. So generally speaking, teleport recoveries are both very good and very bad because oftentimes it's harder to actually edge guard them, but two-framing is pretty easy. So as Rob, you're really liking that because if you get a downer every time on ledge, it can just kill at 30 and you will just lose your stock. So I want to see him recovering high a little bit more than he usually does because against Rob can't really cover that great. But
yeah, like if you're committing to a dare at ledge, you need to do that preemptively. You can't cover like if he goes to the platform, for example.
Exactly.
You can't do both. Great bear.
Okay, that was a Rob's big moment.
Exactly.
I want to see the punish from this. Maybe we do a forward throw. Interesting. I feel like down throw forward throw probably does a little bit more damage, but this could be really scary. Downer, not unfortunate. Yeah, Rob. So the thing is, Mewtwo's downer has a very strange hitbox where like part of it will spike and do a ridiculous amount of damage and kill very early, and then the other part just doesn't spike at all.
It's like
pits. It's very hard to hit.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly it's very good when you're doing like a rising down air. Sometimes it just hits better with that, but
sure. With the rising part, you just kind of flow up out of harm's way.
I do like his use of confusion though on the gyros because it makes them a lot safer to traverse the area. But
and like we kind of just saw right there, Mewtwo's high up B, it just does not have that much end lag or as much end lag as you'd expect.
No,
like
it's scary because you think you can punish it, and if you miss a punish against Mewtwo, that's either a disable coming up from the down B and killing you at like 60, or you're just getting like a down tilt forward or also dying at like 50.
Yeah, exactly.
But good side B, good gyro toss off stage means that Matt takes the second stock, and he has a pretty good lead. Of course, nothing that Mewtwo can't make back. I mean, at 130, this is one forward air away, maybe a back air, down smash especially.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he needed to commit right there. I think he F tilt right there. I got ledge. Accomplish the same thing.
Just like that, right? So the pivot F tilts are going to be really, really useful for covering neutral getup as well as just people like doing things like dash away. But the exact same way he lost the first stock, he gets hit by the forwarder by overcommitting, and you just cannot do that. When you're at that higher percent, overcommitting is never worth it because the risk reward is always in their favor. But so much damage is being racked up right now.
Kind of waiting. Something that I think I noticed about Vaeyguh in the previous set that I commentated him at another tournament, he tends to go for like, he hits the combo starters, right? But he most of the time chooses to see what you do after. He always waits for the air dodge or whatever. He never like goes through with it all the time.
That can be. Oh no, yeah. There's really no good option there. The best option apparently from Rob players, what they've said, is to do like a drop down get up aerial to then grab the gyro.
And then I
also don't trust Rob players because I think they're all immoral human beings who lie. So if that's true or not, we'll never really know. But good job for Matt taking the first game.
Yeah, like at that point, what do? Drop down, side B the gyro?
You could drop down side B and then use your like tall height to jump up and then maybe up it back to stage. The thing is, there's a lot of mix-ups, right? And while Rob is scary on ledge, the thing you cannot do is just panic neutral getup because he's always really. If you look at every single time he drops a gyro on ledge, just do not neutral getup. Anything else? It's very similar to like if a Robin is using something like arc fire on ledge. Treat it the same way where just anything but neutral getup will get you mostly out of there.
Yeah, exactly. I think neutral getup, like you're saying, is what you don't want to do. And, like, honestly, at worst, you just stay on ledge, you wait a little bit, you get hit by the gyro, then you just reset the situation rather than just guessing as well.
But a lot of damage coming out. And, ooh. I want to see, I don't like the edge guards on Rob because he's so hard to hit. I think just getting that Shadow Ball charged up and getting ready to do a good ledge trap. Rob isn't that good off ledge, right? He has pretty committal options. He doesn't have a teleport to get back.
Right.
So you have to push his advantage just a little harder. Nice. Great confusion there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was a great choice. You saw the gyro hanging on the ledge like the last interaction we saw, and he just dropped down and played the mix-up game again.
I do like the mix-up. With that being said, Matt does have to react to that, and he can play. He had an up smash there, right? It's just hard to react to. It makes it harder for the R.O.B to guarantee a kill on ledge.
Yeah, now you're putting the pressure on the R.O.B instead of
exactly.
Versa, right?
Yeah. The fully charged Shadow Ball takes the stock at about 145 there, and the first lead he's had all set. And I think he can extend this because R.O.B, as we said earlier, doesn't have the best kill options unless he finds those earlier confirmed. So as long as you can play a little bit safer, so much damage being racked up here.
Yeah, like you're saying, like you're able to play safe, right? Oh, that's gonna kill. Yeah, unfortunate.
But still a 42% lead, tapping his controller. One thing that I want to see a lot more from Vaeyguh is that he's pressuring the great confusion.
That did a lot.
Even though he's pressuring the R.O.B to do a lot of shielding, right? Matt is forced to sit and shield as he's doing things like forward airs or nairs. You can just run up and side B them. Because run up side B confusion just takes them out of shield and makes it really hard to play around Mewtwo. And if you can't shield, how do you deal with his aerials?
Exactly. It's just part of another neutral mix-up tool on shields that you have in your arsenal, right? And that does so much.
Up smash. And a really big lead here coming out from Vaeyguh. Once again, the reflector. Oh, nice confirm. Great confirm coming out with the Shadow Ball into forward air. And with the nair.
And we kind of see, like what you were saying before, he's able to play safe now. Just charges Shadow Ball. If he throws it, just knocks back the gyro toss, like the down.
Because it's pretty non-committal. Oh, that. I don't think he was dead there. I think he might have done an uppie and then accidentally fallen on the ledge.
Yeah,
I think you have to immediately air dodge in there for any chance of survival. But
sometimes air dodge like increases your hurt box as well. Maybe that's the case.
So
for
I think that's for jump mainly, but
I see. Okay.
For air dodge might as well. It's very funky, right? But with that being said, he still has the lead. He cannot lose focus here. You can't get flustered with being hit by R.O.B. Remember, you're still in the lead. You're up by 30%, and one hit from you can just straight up kill him right now. So play patiently, and you can still win this game.
Yeah, I think that's a play, right? Like you're saying, if you play patiently, you can pseudo out camp, and that's gonna do it. Wow.
So just as we saw. Damn. Just as we saw Matt using Gyro to force these ledge options earlier, he used Gyro to then force the get up option, just like we saw him do earlier, but he covered it with the Shadow Ball, and great ledge trapping coming out from Vaeyguh. And that's gonna be 1-1. I'm excited for the game 3. I want to see what Matt does with the stages, because even though PS2 I think is probably fine for both characters, I do like switching it up. I think Battlefield's fine for him because the higher ceiling means he's gonna live a little bit longer than he usually would. With that being said, I think choosing a stage with overall a longer blast zone is probably a better idea, though, because he only died off the side.
Yeah, I agree. Like you're saying, like he died Shadow Ball off the side right there.
I think he died to Shadow Ball every single stock.
Yeah, I think so. And I think something that Vaeyguh really improved. Oh, they're playing on the wrong. Vaeyguh's a Mewtwo.
Vaeyguh's a Mewtwo. Tragic.
What happened in game 2, I think Vaeyguh capitalized a lot on like ledge trapping, like you're saying. And I think if you're dying to ledge trapping a lot, just go somewhere where you have bigger blast zones on the side. Exactly, like you're saying.
But I want to see some more down throw forward airs, because even though it's like kind of a strange combo where sometimes it doesn't work if you DI out, it's a lot of damage if they're not ready to DI, which I think, especially because he hasn't done it a single time yet, he could just get it, do like 50, put him off stage, and then all of a sudden it's really scary.
Yeah, exactly. And like the reason like you want to grab, you just want to prevent him from getting too comfortable with the shield, right?
Exactly. It's honestly less about getting the actual grab itself and more about pressuring him to not use shield as much. And so once you pressure him to do that, Shadow Ball becomes way better, right?
Yeah, it's just
the
conditioning.
Only counterplay to Shadow Ball almost ever is shielding.
Yeah.
And so if you Shadow Ball, they Shadow Ball, then run up grab, they're fucked. They actually just can't do anything about that.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's just another tool in the arsenal in neutral, right?
Good recovery.
He was ready for it, but he kind of drifted away with the up B. That's so tricky, man.
Yeah, and one thing that you see a lot from Matt is that, I don't know if it's just because he doesn't have that much Mewtwo experience, but he's always just barely off from punishing that teleport onto stage, and he could get a lot of kills from that. But because he doesn't get that, that's Mewtwo with Rage. Up smash will probably kill at this percent. Any smash tech will forward or probably kills on ledge.
Great fair. Calling out the neutral B right before he can get it inside.
Exactly, yeah. At this percent, yeah. Shadow Ball into forward air. A great combo coming out. And this is what we've seen from Matt recently is that, yes, he does get the damage, but he hasn't been finding the kills. He hasn't been finding the edge guards with the side B. He hasn't been finding things like the random up smashes out of shield. And you just have to ask yourself, what are you doing wrong in terms of letting him live so long? And how can you prevent that?
Yeah, it's tough to say because, like, on one hand, you want to get the safe kills, and that involves usually Gyro. But look how well he's playing against it, right?
I mean, Vaeyguh's really making this matchup look way harder than any of us expected, right? I mean, it's R.O.B, established top tier, versus Mewtwo, an arguable mid tier, and he's just using all the tools in his arsenal to take every stock from Robin. Up throw, luckily, taking the stock for him means that it is pretty close. It is possible.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible, right? Like, you can never really count Rob out. I think we've seen that time and time again, right?
Down tilt forward coming out already at 81%, and this is the point where the thing from Vaeyguh is that although he's been using his options very well, he's doing a lot of very good confusions, a lot of good rising forward airs and shadow balls.
Right.
I haven't seen things like the down B coming out from him and enough grabs coming out. I want to see him at these like really high tense situations where both people are on last stock. Using an option you haven't used all set can be really tricky because a random disable will just kill them, right? So it's like,
right.
How can you mix up those options, those high pressure situations? But you know, as it goes, what? Wow,
Yeah.
Good back throw.
Back throw is omega strong.
It's crazy. All of them. He has 3 different.
Isn't that crazy?
No, 2. Yeah, he has 2 killing throws,
And then one of them is a confirm.
and one of them's confirmed, and the other one does like 22.
Yeah.
So it's like Mewtwo's grab game is crazy, which is why I want to see more grabs like there, for example. Right now, an easy grab.
Yeah, like you said, I think a grab would have been good there, but it was also good for him to drift away with the nair.
A lot of uppers coming out here. So much percent from Vaeyguh, and oh yeah, there we go. We see the coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's going for the sauce right now. He's feeling himself. You see him smiling at the camera. You cannot get complacent though. You have to be worried because let's see,
Rob.
one Rob thing, you're dead. You were just straight up dead at 0.
Yeah, you can see him kind of throwing out moves a little bit here. That should be dead.
No, that could be a grab. That could be a kill if you get up tilt upper there.
Tilt.
Amazing match. That was a phenomenal match coming out from Vaeyguh.
Great awareness of the platform too. Immediately like air dodging as well.
And putting it back on ledge. I want to see just like a safe, pressure that.
Great fair. Drift back.
Yeah. One of the great things about Mewtwo is that Mewtwo can do a rising fair, and then because it's so fast, right before you fall, you can do a falling fair and cover roll in, and
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
just so insane because you cover so many options there.
Yeah, like you threaten the jump, you